It's just this. The sleeping is done. It's done. Get out of your bed. Conspiracies don't exist. So you dumb.
On the subject of education, while it's on my mind, I got a bunch of things to say. So let's take it there. Let's take it there really quickly. Let me get serious. What is education for? Take a moment. I'm gonna give you a moment to think about that. What did you spend at least 12 years of your life doing? What was it for? Okay, now that I've given you some time to think about that, here's what I think. Education now is to pre-program you to do whatever the system wants you to do. And by system, I don't mean some arbitrary dark system, men in smoky rooms, because people will instantly say, oh, there you go, conspiracy theorists. You about to say a conspiracy. There you go, Justice. Look at you. You one of them conspiracy theorists, aren't you? Before I get off on that tangent, let me stop. Again, let me get serious. The truth is that the public education system has been in decline. From my research, since the First World War, and significantly so, when increasing of federal assistance to the public education system, the academic levels of young people in this country have been in a steady decline. You could do the research; it's not hard. I'm not gonna post any links. It's not hard to find. It's real easy. You find out when the federal government started largely subsidizing public education, and you'll see from that point on it begin to decline as far as academic levels compared with other countries in the world. Now, if you understand that, you gotta ask yourself, when does the government not get what it pays for? The government usually gets what it pays for, generally doesn't pay for anything it doesn't want. Okay? So you gotta come to the conclusion, this is what it wants. This terrible public education system. Why? What is it for? What purpose does it serve? Well, it prepares some people to be laborers, which I have no problem with laborers and people working with their hands. I actually think some of us need to get back to that because we don't have any skills. We don't really know how to make money. When all these crappy bureaucratic jobs cease to exist based on these financial crises, people won't have jobs because they have no skills, no trades. Okay? But generally speaking, the public education system is preparing young people to be general laborers, people who can lift boxes and push carts, okay, and stock shelves of Walmart and Home Depot and those sort of things. Again, I have nothing against those corporations. Well, I do got something against Walmart, but that's another discussion. That's not, that's not a discussion we're gonna have right now. I'll come back and watch this video and do a video on that statement. But here's the point. People are being prepared to be laborers. On the back end, they're also being prepared to be laborers in jail. Okay? So you're either a laborer outside of jail generally, or you're a laborer in jail, okay, where you either get paid pennies a day, a couple cents a day, or a couple dollars a day, virtually slavery. Okay, we call this in the organizing circles, and again, I'm a retired activists and political organizers. In the organizing circles, we call it the school to prison pipeline. The public education system and its policies, the educational policies and the governmental policies, filter students from schools to prison. School to prison pipeline. Okay? Real easy to understand that if you just look at it. You know, you do one small thing, you're getting expelled, and now with this new, you know, gun ban talk, you know, children are getting suspended for biting a Pop-Tart in the shape of a gun. Okay, this is a part of this school to prison pipeline, because once you get exiled of school, generally people turn to crime. Okay, not everybody, but generally people turn to crime. So the point is, what is the purpose of education system? To create meaningless laborers either in or out of jail. Now there's a third piece to this. Okay, there's a third piece to this. And or fill you with dreams of higher education, and there's nothing wrong with higher education, but fill you with dreams of higher education so that the college system and the banks can make money off of you taking out loans to get these degrees, these pieces of paper, and you come out and you still can't find a job because everybody else got a similar degree and there's not enough jobs for everyone with the same degree. Okay? Now, what does that all mean? Why is this important? Why is this relevant in light of that educational conversation? Well, it's relevant because countries in the around the world, specifically in Europe, countries train young people in vocations. Okay, different skills. Okay, not just general labor. You know, lifting, stocking shelves. You know, there's retail. These are the jobs that young people are being prepared for now in the educational system. They, you know, simple math. You know, you learn all this simple math. You know, so you can work at a register. Whereas if you you know, you want to be a carpenter, or you want to do, you know, other things, you need some pretty sophisticated math. Even in plumbing. Okay, understand this. If you don't know this, you need to understand math in a good way. Good ways, not. You need to understand math pretty thoroughly in order to be a plumber. I'm just gonna say that, and I know plumbers. Okay, and they use math all the time. Okay, the point is that countries in Europe are training their young people in vocations, and they're preparing some young people for higher education. It's not a one-track system. So the system we have in America is, you know, go to college. You won't get a job without this paper. You won't get a job without this paper. And then everybody can't cut it. Everybody can't cut it. But young people aren't being prepared for other options. So the ones who can't cut it, they become laborers. And or they turn to crime. And they become laborers in jail. Okay? Get that. Understand that. But as I mentioned in the previous video, the purpose of education as defined in the old Deluder Act of 1647 in Massachusetts was so that young people could understand the scriptures and apply it to their lives and live their lives of that way. But on the back end of all of this, this country doesn't have farmers anymore. Not like we used to, not before the World Wars and the Great Depression. You know, people used to farm. People used to have to work to live. Okay? Now you work to pay bills. You think you're working to live. No, you're working to pay someone else. Okay? You know, instead of cutting your own wood, you work to pay somebody else's gas electric bill. Okay? Instead of working to eat, you know, farming, plowing your land so you could eat, your family can eat. You work so you could pay Safeway, Giants, Mars, Whole Foods, whoever. You work so you can pay them so you can get your groceries. You just think about that. Think about that. So what is education doing? It's preparing you for nothing. Absolutely nothing. You could be a laborer without 12 years of education. Think about it. Good day. Peace.
The sleeping is done, yeah, it's done. Get out of your bed, conspiracies don't exist. Are you dumb in your head? Or just let them put a gun in your head? The gun isn't there. One pull of the trigger, now the dummy is dead. You should listen when warnings are said. Too many have died. Take a second to remember the dead. Now that that's done, time for looking ahead. The truth is like food, I'm just breaking the bread.